Well, before we go, and just adding to a couple of the subjects I've raised tonight, I wonder if those fools running around in the streets of Sydney disrupting traffic in peak hour and throwing objects at police, all in the name of climate change, I wonder if they know this. Or those at the Glastonbury Music Festival who watched as the 19-year-old Greta Thunberg took to the stage to address the crowd about climate justice. I wonder if she, well, she wouldn't know because she knows nothing. I wonder if she or the crowd watching on would know this, that not only are Germany trying desperately to turn on coal plants amid the energy crisis, but now the UK are as well. When all this renewable stuff goes pear-shaped, where do desperate politicians turn? To coal. After a decade-long campaign demonising the stuff, lecturing the public how awful it is and that everyone should be ashamed to burn it and export it overseas, when the blackouts start and the bills skyrocket, coal saves the day. Have you ever seen such hypocrisy in any policy debate? Remember, almost every crisis we as taxpayers face is a crisis which is the consequence of appalling public policy by politicians. And the media aren't far behind. Note that the respectable Economist magazine in 2020 had a front page titled "Time to Make Coal History." Really? The subtitle? "Coal is at the toxic heart of the fossil fuel economy," unquote. Don't you love the alarmist rhetoric? They editorialised, quote, "Renewable energy offers a path to cheaper power generated at home, as well as a source of industrial employment and innovation. Coal's days are numbered. The sooner it's consigned to museums and history books, the better," unquote. Really? So if renewables, this was only 2 years ago, if renewables were so great and were, quote, generated at home, then why are we facing this energy crunch now? And please don't say anything about the Russia-Ukraine war. The reality is coal is needed, and those praising its demise are ignorant of the realities of energy policy. In the UK, fossil fuel power plants are set to be temporarily freed from planned checks on their emissions in a scramble to prevent blackouts. Whitehall officials are also preparing changes where coal and gas stations providing backup supply in 2023 will not have to get reports on their emissions signed off by an independent expert. Kwasi Kwarteng, the business secretary, has written to the owners of Britain's 3 remaining coal-fired power plants to ask them to stay open for longer. They were due to shut in September. So here we are, coal to the rescue. And Boris Johnson wonders why those in traditional Labor seats who voted for him are now abandoning the Conservative Party. It's because Boris and other world leaders, including here in Australia, swallowed the Davos globalist line that coal is bad and wind and solar will do the trick, taking orders from Greta Thunberg. The worst part is that here in Australia, we've got the Climate Change and Energy Minister Chris Bowen talking absolute rubbish, much the same as the New South Wales Energy Minister Matt Keane, who should not have the portfolio. You're either the Treasurer or the Energy Minister, not both. The energy crisis, as I warned years ago, is the biggest issue facing Australian families and businesses and risks our national security. Without a strong economy, national security is imperilled.